Right, guys, I'm having a bit of a clear out at the moment, as you can see. Recording on me. Right, so we've got two-way radios here. An old Intel HX482S UHF, reasonably modern. Then we've got something a bit older. What is this thing? A Kenwood TK4000. So I can't remember, to be honest. Actually, let's have a look. It is a Kenwood TK. What does that say? 3140. Right. Again, it's an analog radio, just like the Kenwood, and they're both UHF. Well, I don't know if this is actually older than the Intel. They certainly produced these later, sort of more recently. You could buy these. In fact, I think you still can buy them. But they're analog. These are all analog radios, and I've got these old Maxon something or others. God knows what they are. Some really old Maxon with a stubby UHF antenna, which isn't the best type of antenna, but it's compact. Right, now I thought I'd show you this. Let's get that one. It's better. Right, so this is what an antenna looks like when you take the plastic off it. So if that's on this Intel, that's your UHF antenna. A UHF antenna without the plastic casing on looks like that. Coil of wire. So that is what's inside your antenna on your walkie-talkie. Piece of copper wire twisted round, which will be a certain length so that it resonates, so it's on resonant frequency. I say that it'll be close, but it won't be exact, because these antennas aren't designed. You don't say I want a 460 megahertz antenna. They come within a range. They're compatible within a range of frequencies, and the radio itself will do its best to compensate. You can actually improve radio performance by having an antenna such as a quarter wave antenna, which is a quarter of the wavelength. And what you do is then you cut it to length, so it's on resonant frequency, and that will improve performance. But these are just easy to make, generic antennas that you find on walkie-talkies. Not the best, not the most efficient, but they work. Yeah, as I said, if you've got a walkie-talkie and you wanted to improve, or handheld two-way radio, and you want to improve performance, the way to go, I'd recommend put a quarter wave on, quarter wave antenna, because you can take these antennas off, they screw off, and then you can, just like that one, and then you can put a more efficient antenna on and cut it to resonant frequency. You can find the information for what length it should be online. Often the antennas come with a cutting chart, and you literally cut it and then put the cap back on the top, so it's at the right length for the frequency. Remember, so I say quarter wave antenna, so it's a quarter of the wavelength. So for instance, 70 megahertz, which would be a long antenna, but 70 megahertz, which generally isn't a walkie-talkie frequency, but 70 megahertz would be the wavelength would be 4 meters. So, or 145 megahertz, the wavelength would be 2 meters. Or 430 megahertz, be roughly 70 centimeters. So, going back to our 70 megahertz example, with a 4 meter wavelength, a quarter wave is going to be roughly 1 meter, a quarter of the 4 meters. Yep, does that make sense? So 70 megahertz, 4 meter wavelength. A quarter wave antenna then, therefore, would be a quarter of the 4 meters, i.e. roughly about a meter. Another thing to note is that as frequency rises, as frequency increases, wavelength decreases. So 70 megahertz is a 4-meter wavelength. 145 megahertz is a 2-meter wavelength. 430 megahertz, 70 centimeters, roughly. So as the frequency goes up, the wavelength decreases. Anyhow, that's what I'm just doing at the moment. I'm having to sort out of these old radios. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. They're analog, they're old. They could be converted to amateur radio use, I suppose. Certainly these ones can, these Ken ones, because I've got the programming software somewhere. There's Maxon. I don't know where even to get the programming software for it. Another issue with the Maxon, these batteries, they're NIMH or NIM. It's an older battery technology. They can get battery memory. Is that the correct term? Whereby if you partially charge them, they get like a memory and they won't then fully charge. It's an older battery technology, so you need to sort of like charge them up fully, let them discharge. You need to take better battery care of them. Whereas these are lithium ion, more modern technology that you also find in mobile phones. So not fully charging and discharging is less important with lithium ion than it was with the older style NIM or NIMH style batteries. Yeah, we've pretty much moved over to lithium ion these days. I think you can still, some manufacturers, I'm trying to think whether they still do offer NIM as an option, but personally I wouldn't bother. There's different types of, they need a different type of charger as well. But if you had the option of NIM or paying slightly more for a lithium ion battery system, go for lithium ion. Okay, this is Craig, and yeah, that's what I'm doing at the moment. So catch you guys later.